Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Professor Benji. I am none other than Professor Benji. I hope you like my Magneton hat as well. I love it. Really, really cool. And I'm really excited to bring you something a little bit different for me, I think, because I've never really played a game like this, or should I say, spent a lot of time in a game like this. And I'm going to be talking about my first sort of reactions to Pokopia. I stayed up last night at 12 o'clock. I was really looking forward to this release. And I've probably played about 5, 6 hours. I stayed up to like 3 last night, sort of playing, and then played a little bit this morning as well. And I'm absolutely in love with the game. To be honest with you, I was never really into Minecraft. My brothers were, and I think if you ask my brothers sort of my skills back in the day on Minecraft when we used to play in sort of a server, I was absolutely dreadful at anything creative or building or anything like that. So I sort of gave up on Minecraft very quickly as I was almost bullied out of playing it by my brothers by how much they used to make fun at how bad I was. And then Animal Crossing was never really for me. I really like the sort of cozy, the comfy game style stuff. Don't get me wrong, it's not that sort of element of it because I've absolutely loved that so far in this. I just think the characters and the IPs wasn't really something that I like bought into. I didn't find the characters like all that cute. I didn't find the interactions with them sort of meaningful enough for me to sort of like love seeing certain characters and want certain people on my island. So it wasn't really something I bought into in that sense. But as soon as I saw this sort of game with an IP that I love, obviously Pokemon, I was straight in. I wanted to make friends with a bunch of Pokemon as a Ditto, and let me tell you, I am obsessed with sort of the Ditto human character thing you've got going on. Absolutely in love with him. So so without further ado, I'm going to get in. I'm going to sort of show you some of the things I've been up to in the first couple of hours, some advice, some tips, some little like tidbits that you can do to sort of make your time a little bit easier. The reason I haven't recorded a lot of gameplay is because the way I work with games like this, which is quite funny, I'm sure you'll all find, is that you will find the area that I've visited thus far is all green, and I mean every single bit of it. Because the way that my head works, I can't carry on with something until something else is done. Okay, so it's everywhere that in the tutorial he was like, "Come over here, look over there, meet this thing." I had to water all the grass and I had to water all the rocks and I had to fucking everything. So everything is like really luscious and green around my area, and you can sort of see the sort of the perimeter of where I've explored so far because it's just like completely barren everywhere else, but everywhere in my little area is really lush and green. And hopefully, I've left it a couple of hours now as well, so like there might be some Pokemon that we can encounter and meet as some friends as I sort of go through this and show you around a little bit. I'll be honest. Nothing spectacular so far. I've pretty much finished the tutorial. As I said, I've watered an awful lot of plants, and I've got some funny things to show you as well. But without further ado, let's jump into it, and I will show you what I have been up to. So let's jump in. So I don't want to give any spoilers, but obviously you jump in, and I'm sure lots of people in the trailer, you've seen that you can use Squirtle to water, Bulbasaur to make plants, Charmander to light fires, so on and so forth. So, um, spoilers for like the next sort of like here's my little gaff. What do you think? It's sick, right? Now, lots of you are probably wondering who have played the game how I've got such good furniture so early on. And I'll tell you for one thing, I was very, 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 very lucky to encounter a Vesperquin quite early on my island. And Vesperquin, spoilers ahead, not really spoilers, but like if you don't want to know what Vesperquin does, just skip ahead a couple of seconds and stuff. But Vesperquin essentially asks if you bring her honey, she'll trade you rare pieces of furniture for it. And it's only 3 honey to do that. So it's really cool. I don't know. I've given her all the honey to get everything she was originally offering, so I don't know if that's like it now and she won't give me any more. But yeah, I got this bed, I got this sofa. I think she gave me a hammock and something else as well. And then this meteor lamp, which is really cool. I dug up by accident. It was like a little flashy thing on the floor, and I dug it up, and look at that magic. So essentially, this is my little house. I thought I would set up here next to my little horsey fountain back here. You don't get the house till a little bit in. You need to play for a little bit and finish sort of like the main tutorial bits. But here is my little gaff with the Ditto on it. So, as you can see, as I said, everything is quite luscious and green around my little area. I spent a lot of time watering everything. But what I'll do is take you over to sort of the main starting point, and I can actually show you something that's quite funny. So here's Bulbasaur and Combi. Now, funnily enough, Combi does not live with Vespiquen. Vespiquen lives up here, sort of up on this ridge up here where I sort of built the nest for it. But I've got a Bellsprout, a Hoot, an Oddish. So I've got some cool guys already. I was really excited to see like some like more obscure things turn up, Combi and all that. But what is really funny is that you might notice, oh look, there's something rare there, so we'll find that. So in the tutorial, you meet Squirtle first, and you sort of build up a little house for Squirtle, which is just 4 pieces of grass, right? And Squirtle will sort of nest in that and say that it's his home. Then next up you meet Bulbasaur, and you build another little bit of grass for Bulbasaur right here. And eventually he asks for a bed. Bless him, look at him sleeping. I'm going to take a little picture of him. A little picture of Bulbasaur sleeping. Cute. Anyway, so, however, this wasn't on purpose. For those of you who know that I've got like sort of a dislike towards Charmander. Always been one of my least favourite Pokemon. My brother picked Charmander, I picked Bulbasaur. Always never liked him. Charizard in the TCG, hate, okay? But I did this by accident, I swear. I've not ostracised Charmander from the little community we've got going on here. But during the tutorial, I was like, I'm just going to decorate a little bit. As I said, I was sort of watering everything, walking around, blah, blah, blah. Went up here, asked you to set up a little workbench. I was sort of spraying around and stuff like that. And I went up here, and I just thought, oh, it would be quite nice if I had just like 4 pieces of grass up here, just to make it look like finished. And Charmander was like, thanks for my house, mate. And I was like, no, I don't want you to live up here. But he's that's his house now. He's up there, so he's sort of been ostracised from the community, which I swear was not on purpose. But he lives at the top of that little mound now. So here's my guys in here, and let me just take you around the map. We'll go back and dig up that little rare thing back there now. So around here, we've got our derelict Pokemon Center, which I'm now starting to build. We've got our Timber, and his little house is under this little rock here. And Hitmonchan standing on the rock. And this is his little gaff by here, with the punching bag. Then we've got Scyther, whose house is just up under this tree here. And as you can see what I mean? It's all sort of barren out there. I've not gone out there. So Squirtle can't wait for some in. I'll ask him what later. But anyway. And this is sort of like my favourite little part that I've discovered thus far. Is I've just left a little hay there to get up here till I build some stairs. And here is sort of like my little... look at the disparity. It's like, yeah! Boo! So yeah, this is where Vespi lives. Up here. In this little garden. It's really cool. And the cool thing about this game as well is that if you press down R3, which is what it would be on PlayStation, I don't know what you call it, but like the right analog, you press it in. It actually shows you like the border of like a certain Pokemon's home. So this whole like area counts as Vespiquens. Oh look, there is something we can encounter under that tree there, so that's cool. And then I found this like grave up here, which I believe a Cubone will appear at some point. But shall we have a look? Elevated tall grass, let's see. Anything cool? Ah, Pidgeotto, sick. I found this place first. I don't want it, mate. Thanks a million. No worries, mate. You can stay there as long as you like. Oh shit! I didn't actually look at its stats. What it can do. Right. Let's have a look at digging this up as well. So I cannot wait to get the Rotom like CD player, because these like CDs you can find are like really cool, and you're gonna be able to listen to some like soundtrack stuff from a lot of the Pokemon games. So I'm excited for that for sure. Just put these back where they belong. Don't eat those berries, mate. And so that's sort of our little kingdom, should I say, that we've got so far. As you can see, like as I said, we've sort of got this little stomping ground around here that I've actually explored, and everything else is a bit barren right now. Oh my god, he's eating my berries. Fuming. The berries you need to keep your PP up on your moves and keep yourself sort of not exhausted. So Anyway, the main reason I wanted to come on is obviously show you guys this, but also give my opinion on the game. Now, the first thing I would say, actually, it's probably best if I go back up there to show you. So, the first thing I would say that I was really, really, really impressed with is the vastness of the game. So, I was very much expecting sort of Pokemon City-esque size of by the way, I can see the Drifloon down there. I just don't want to go down there yet because look at all of that I'm going to have to water if I go down there. So I'm sort of holding off going down there so I don't have to do that because I literally won't be able to go over to Drifloon until all of that is... Oh, look, we got another Pokemon. So I will carry on with what I was saying once we check who's living here in our other elevated... Are you allowed to tell people they can't move in? Finding some berries, even though I just ate. I'm so hungry. I think I'm going to get bigger and bigger as I grow up. That would make me really happy. Bro, ever since Legends Arceus, not a fan of Paras. So, one thing I will say, I did find Vespiquen that could do this as well, but I've been looking for Pokemon that can do this sort of search aspect, because I found a dowsing machine yesterday in the floor, and you can only use them if you bring someone with you that can find stuff with the dowsing machine. I've earned a recipe for finding lots of Pokemon. A wooden plate. Wow, thanks. So yeah, anyway, as I was saying, so the vastness. I was sort of expecting like an Animal Crossing / like one Pokemon City sized island, and already just from what you can see around sort of the edges of the map, that is not the case. I think that like there is a massive vastness. There's walls sort of within the cave over sort of where I'm looking right now that you're able to knock down and go through as well. So I just think the vastness of the whole place is going to be really, really fantastic. And there's going to be lots of sort of habitats and lots of different Pokemon you can meet, which I'm really, really excited about because it doesn't really feel claustrophobic at all yet. That's not to say that it won't, but I think that right now I was sort of really impressed with that. I wasn't expecting it to be as sort of vast as it was, and I know that you are able to sort of fly and surf eventually, so that'll be cool to see sort of how far you can get with that. I think secondly, outside of the first 3 encounters, being Bulbasaur, Squirtle, and Charmander, nothing has felt sort of set, should I say, in what I'm going to see. Like, I know you have to encounter the Scyther, I know you have to encounter the Timber and the Hitmonchan, but like I was really happy that like they were picked, you know what I mean? They're not necessarily like maybe Scyther, but Hitmonchan and Timber maybe not something you would typically see like sort of as a Pokemon picked out of the bag of like populars. So that was really cool, and I'm sort of glad, you know, like already now we've just seen a Paras, a Pidgeotto, a Bellsprout, and Oddish, you know what I mean? So like I think that there's like a good variation of like lots of different things that are turning up. And it's not just sort of like all Kanto Pokemon or all Sinnoh Pokemon or so on and so forth. So that's been also quite impressive to me. I think the other part is that right now, obviously I'm only able to do Rock Smash, Water Gun, Leafage, and Cut. But it looks like there's far more things you can do as well. And they can actually be upgraded for you to be able to smash up and cut down bigger and better things as well. So that is like the other part of it, to where there is going to be a constant sort of upgrade of what you can do and where you can go in the game as well. So I don't think you're going to sort of run out of things to do very quickly. So I think that obviously building your island will be #1 on your priority list for a lot of people. But there is going to be that sort of exploration element as well that will be a lot of fun. Because like again, like if you just look down here, like all of this space, and you know, you come over here and you look and there's sort of like cave areas and stuff. Let me just take you over to sort of the starting cave you start, and I'll sort of show you what I mean by a little bit of vastness in there. And so again, so you haven't gone up there yet, but down here, green, everything green. Got it. So again, like you've got sort of these cave areas where, you know, like you could clearly continue to dig through here and maybe find other areas and sections and stuff like that. So I think that all of that is quite exciting. But I think my favourite part thus far is obviously each Pokemon seems to have a little bit of a personality to them. Obviously, they can't be too vast. The game isn't obviously going to have 1,000,001 personalities for everything, but they all sort of want different things. They're all looking for different things. They all sort of give you different interactions. And I've not seen anything be repeated yet, like Caves of Mount Moon music. So I do think that, like, the fact that I've not seen sort of anything be repeated thus far is like really cool. As I think it would be quite easy in a game like this to just have like default things that everyone says and that's it. So I'm carrying too much stuff apparently. So yeah, that is how everything's looking starting off. Little tidbits and advice I would say is I would have your storage boxes next to, yeah, I found this stuff, Pokemon, which is supposed to be really rare apparently. So I would have these next to your workbenches at all times, because when you're crafting stuff, you can craft straight from the box. So you do get one over by the Pokemon Center here. The only reason I've not moved yet is I haven't set up another workbench, but I'll probably set up another workbench by here now next to this one, so like I can draw from that as well. But yeah, I think that everything in the game is really, really cool. Really happy with it thus far. I would give it, so far, probably a 9 out of 10, to be honest with you. I've absolutely loved it. I don't have, like, any complaint. I think the only, if I did have to give one sort of, oh, I got a Leaf 10 kit, like, for free. Nice. The only thing I would say, if I had to give a criticism, is maybe just the customization of, like, your Ditto. I feel like every person looks different, and obviously if the Ditto looks like the same people all the time, then you know, on everyone's account, then that could be a little bit boring. So I am hoping, I know that you can sort of get outfits and different things for your character that do make them look a little bit different, but I'm hoping there is quite a lot of customization to come and all that sort of stuff, because I would really, really like to sort of have a unique sort of looking trainer slash Ditto on here. And yeah, and I think last of all, make sure you pick up plenty of carrots. You pull them out the floor, they completely restore your PP. So carrots are very, very good. Your leopard berries are sort of your bread and butter of what you're going to be using, but carrots are definitely the one. Got more stuff to inspect here. So, you know, not a lot of gameplay and stuff like that. A log bed, nice. Not a lot of gameplay and stuff here, because as I said, like, right now, I don't know if a lot of what I'm doing is going to be very interesting. I am streaming tonight and playing the game. So, obviously, if you do want to tune in for that, like, please stop by and come watch. Like, I mean, I'm going to be just sort of, like, watering and building and stuff like that. As I said, like, I'm going to be taking this quite methodically. And, you know, I've never really played a game like this properly, so I want to, like, do a really good job. I don't want everything to get really messy and me leave things that don't get done and so on and so forth. So, I am just playing very methodically at the minute, so, you know, I can see things out to the distance. That doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to run over and grab them straight away. So, but really enjoying. Come stop by. This is sort of what I'm going to be playing for the next couple of days / weeks. And I'll be uploading to YouTube as much as possible. Like, I will upload the gameplay that I do. I just think that obviously me watering plants and stuff isn't really going to be something that you guys want to watch, or maybe it is. Let me know in the comments, and of course I'll upload as much as I possibly can. But I would say if you do want to see sort of the full action of everything I'm doing, come check out the stream later tonight, right here on the YouTube channel. Pokopia, though, amazing game. It's won me over for sure. Look at this guy's little face. I absolutely love him. He's amazing. I'm so in love with the character. And yeah, let me know if you've got the game. Let me know your favorite encounter so far. Mine has for sure been Vespiquen for the really cool stuff that it's given me. And yeah, just let me know. I'm really excited to get going. I'd love to sort of get a little community going of everyone that's playing the game, and we can sort of talk and go over like cool tidbits and tell me some cool things that you've discovered that I might not have gone over and stuff like that. And yeah, really excited to get going. Thank you for listening. Much love, Professor Benji, and I will see you in the next video or live tonight for some more Pokopia fun. See you later.